Yes, guys, hope everyone is good. Excuse me voice, it's gone a bit, obviously. I've not had that in a while from watching Leeds, so I'm quite happy now. I've got the no voice back. It means I watched something that I enjoyed. So yeah, anyway, player ratings, let's go. We've got a lot of stuff going on this week, obviously in Leeds and on the channel as well. We'll have a lot of stuff because this game's thick and fast. First player, the goalkeeper, 5. So I've rewatched the moments from the game, the goals and stuff, just to analyse the situation with the goal where apparently it's all Meslier's fault to the point where it's really bad. And I mentioned in my post-match reaction that I do think he's slightly to the left and he probably should be more central. So I watched it back to have a look. This is what I got from it. It's really quick. This is not an analysis video. It's really quick. So you can see the guy here, Cullen. He's shooting. Now, there's two arguments to this. There's two sides to the point. Situation is, and I said this in my post-match, go watch it. Leading up to the goal is terrible. Bogle should do better as well. That's a terrible dangly leg. Meslier's position there. Cullen is trying to go into that corner. You can tell by the way he shaped his body. So realistically, if you don't take deflection, he shaves it straight into him. My thing, however, is just as a general base position, and it's not a lot, it just needs to be a little bit more right, a little bit more central. I understand that he's going to the left because he believes that's where the player's playing. Bogle's covering off this corner. But even then, you can still be a little bit more central and save it in this corner. Be more central and ready to pounce, be in more neutral position so you can go either side. Because again, another thing that happens in today's football, probably more often than this, is players kick it through others' legs and hit those corners. That's what happens. So I think he should be a little bit more central. There's my opinion on it. So I'll give him a 5. I think he came out for crosses really well in the game, to be honest. I think he did well. But there's little moments, again, where you need him to do better, stuff like that. But he came out and claimed cross as well, I thought, which is important to say. Anyway, the defenders, Pascal Strout and Joe Rodon, had a strange game. So obviously you can see 3 goals, and you look at each goals, particularly the third one, where they get run in between, and Pascal loses the ball for the second one. And it's frustrating because he runs between them both, but Rodon doesn't deal with it at the front post, which is the position he's in. Kind of their fault, you know, and these are the moments we're looking at. And I think they actually got exposed 1 or 2 times more than that. Generally speaking, they both did quite well on the ball, especially for our goal where Solomon scored. Pascal he wins the ball back really well, reads the ball, plays an unbelievable pass to Dan James. I thought Rodon's recovery runs were brilliant as usual. You know, recovering balls and behind from the guys at wide. Rodon is there on it. And I thought generally in the whole game they're actually really good. But there's 2 or 3 moments from each in the build-up to the goals, or not even to the goals, but just general situations where I think they could have done better. Strange one for them too. Because at times they were brilliant, but at times you could solely blame the situation on them, especially for the third goal. So for me, I give him a 6. Decent performance, that is. Nothing amazing, although there was amazing moments. They were balanced out by mistakes or bad positioning or not being aware. I think that's fair. The fullbacks is similar as well. Like I said, for the goal that I showed there, I think Bogle can do better to pressure his man or bet his body position straight on instead of turning his back sideways. I don't like that. Get your body straight onto him. And then you can react to where the shot's going better, as opposed to being side on and static. Little moments like that, but going forward, I thought Bogle was really good. I liked his movement, his aggressiveness in the final third, end products or hit and miss. But yeah, he showed a bit of both. Good things and a bit of both bad things yesterday. Same for Sam Byram. I think Bogle edged it because he had more attacking impetus. Obviously, Sam Byram comes in and does a solid job. It was all right. Can't get him higher than a 6. See the 3 goals, you know, and I could probably break the game down even more and analyse each individual and where they probably could have done better in certain moments. But Bogle did well going forward, so I did give him a little bit extra for that. He's a constant threat down there, and that's what we need. We need balance, you know. And then when we have Firpo and Bogle both doing that on each side, it's brilliant. Bogle's now really stepping into the type of player we expect him to be when he played. And he's been there for a while now, and he's doing it consistently, so good on him. The midfield, different story. Well, talk about Rothwell real quick. I thought it was all right. I don't bad at all. 6.5 is a decent score. I do think he got lost a little bit when they quickly transitioned. Like I said, people keep saying this, and I keep saying this back. Defensive numbers don't show certain things. When the ball goes over, they are not quick to read certain situations. They're not quick to react on the ball when the guy's near them. Yes, they are reading the game. Smart players, I keep saying this, but they're not defensive-minded players. Particularly not Rothwell. I think he's a bit more advanced. Tanaka's a different style, and we'll get into him. But Rothwell did get lost in certain moments where the ball went beyond him. Or did he press? Was he mark? He was a bit in no man's land once or twice in the game, especially for the lead up to their second goal. So he got lost a little bit. He's still all right on the ball. He still did his thing at times. But yeah, not his greatest performance, not terrible. Tanaka, how do we talk about this guy? He's unbelievable, isn't he? He just is. He's unbelievable. Before I get into it, I've not given him higher because he did lose his man for the goal, and that's his role. However, for me, watched it back from the set piece. 2 or 3 players seem to stop and try play offside, and then they run after the man when the man's already 2 or 3 meters ahead of them. It's really a meter ahead of them. It's really strange. I don't know what happened there. Regardless, he lost his man, and that's a big part of his game. He's in the box to mark his man, and they scored from it. I mentioned defensively there. How good was he defensively? Genuinely, that's I think the best reading of a game from a defensive perspective we've seen from Tanaka this season. And this comes down to just how versatile this guy is and how smart he is as a football player. He reads everything so well. So well. Honestly, it's like he's been watching Ampadu in the way he reads defensively. He was so good defensively yesterday. Going forward, under pressure, just finding those passes through the midfield, into the 10 or into the wingers. Yeah, he's... Look, I don't like speaking too much about him because, everyone knows. We all know now. And I'm just so glad again that everyone has gotten the chance to watch this guy because he's an absolute unbelievable footballer. And I'm sorry I keep saying this, but I pray we go up to the Premier League because we need him in it. Or he won't be here next year. Or he shouldn't be here next year. But anyway, I'm not gonna thingy our players off. But yeah, him and 8 controlled the game at times, dictated the tempo when we were on the ball. Off the ball, he was unbelievable. Apart from for the set piece. How many interceptions did he have? How many times did he stop that pass going through, the final pass? Must have been 7 or 8 times. Reading, timing the tackles, brilliant. Brilliant. Unbelievable performance. The wingers, finally, I can come on here and be happy for what the wingers have done consistently throughout the game. Honestly, like you guys know, this game's really hard to judge, by the way, because it was so crazy. But in a way, it makes it more exciting to judge. There's a big change in the scores, a vast difference. Like you look at most games this season, a lot of the scores are very similar, whereas in this one, you've got 5, 6s, you've got 8s, and yes, you have a 9. You do have a 9. Now, talk about Manos Solomon real quick. Why? It's not Wilfred Nonto, that is Manos Solomon, and I've changed it. Apologies. But yeah, we'll talk about him. Manos Solomon. Finally, we got more of a performance that I needed and I expected from this man when he came in. Getting a bit of form now, getting a bit of playing time, getting a little sharper, a bit more confident in himself. He's still not right there. The identity of the player is still not right where he wants it yet. But it's getting there, it's getting there. And what you saw yesterday was, I think for the first 20 minutes, he was relentless. But he was really good. His movement was sharp, it was quick, decisive. Took his man on once or twice, played a 1-2. Always looked for the space in behind the fullback. Key part of being a winger. If you're cutting inside and shooting or looking for a little pass when you cut inside, brilliant. But the other part of that, off the ball, is being in a position, find space behind the fullback. You're a winger, that's where the space will be. He did that many times. We didn't always find him, but he made the run, he made the decision. That's what I love to see. He's looking quicker, he's looking sharper now. Did tail off, especially in the second half. Obviously, he scored, but before that, first 10 minutes, and before that goal, he was looking tired, a bit lethargic. Obviously, hence why he got took off. He's getting fitter, he's getting better, he's working more in the team. He scored 2 goals. And at the end of the day, I'm seeing Borja signs, I'm seeing Latte laugh, Finn Azaz, all these top players at their team, the main guys, score goals every week. And I mean hat tricks or 2 goals a brace. I'm seeing that every week. I need our wingers. That's what I keep saying. I need our wingers to do that. I need them to be clinical. I need them to do that. Mano Solomon was clinical yesterday. I know people are going to go, he's 3 yards out. If that was Mateo Joseph and he's 3 yards out, I'd be praising him. Some of you lot be praising him exactly the same because it doesn't matter. He's made the run, as people will say, for different players. Let's keep the same energy for same players. He's found the space. He's made the run. Doesn't matter if it's 3 yards out or 10 yards out. You can score 30 of them this season from 3 yards out. He's made the run. He's on the end of it. He's anticipated where the ball's going to be. He's finished it. We've seen players miss. Not from the first one, maybe, but from the second goal. We've seen players miss from there this season. Took it. It was clinical. That's what I need. He's getting sharper. He's not there yet, but he's getting there, and he looked really good. Especially for the first 20 minutes and in the moments where he found space in the box for his goals. But everyone's here for Dan James. I'm here for Dan James. I mean, what can I say? Why did I give him a 9? What do I look for a winger? 1, be direct. 1, be a constant outlet and a constant threat. 2, use what you have to your advantage in the best way possible. What he did, every time we got the ball, constantly pressuring the fullback, constantly engaging to the space behind the fullback, constantly. Using his pace, even if the ball was too long, he'd still do it, he'd pressure them. End product. Getting on the end of it, making the passes in the rushed moments in games where we've seen players shoot or snatch a shot in that situation, Dan included in that. Calmness in the end. I know for the other one, he was a bit lucky with the assist. Point is, he put the ball in the right area. The defender didn't try to clear it, it's going straight to Joe Burrow. He was relentless all game, and that's what I look for. Don't care if sometimes it doesn't come off. He was attempting things. He was consistent with it. He was a constant threat. Defensively, it was brilliant. Don't underestimate a winger that is a constant threat. You know, that's the thing for Solomon. You could argue he's not always a constant threat. He's not got that. No one has, to clarify. But no one has that Dan James pace. So even when he's not on the ball, off the ball, you know, if you put a ball somewhere over the fullback and you're a defender and you're covering that fullback, you know he's going to be there. That is a constant threat. You're constantly in the mind of the defenders. That is the best compliment you can have for a winger. Trust me. They're not always going to be in the game on the ball. Sometimes wingers are the hardest players to find, bar maybe the striker, because they are wide and isolated. But if you're always in the mind of the defenders, you've done your job at some point. Because they are scared. And when you're as quick as him, as quick as this guy is, you're always there. What you're going to do is implement the ball when you get it, drive at them, run beyond them, get the balls in the box like he did. 9 for that reason. Fair play, Dan James. Brilliant performance. The 2, the 10 and the 9, it was 5 and 6. I don't want to say too much. What I will say about Aronson, it's what I mentioned a few weeks ago about, because he's unbelievable. Aronson did an interview, and he's fair in this. He said, I'm not just a runner. I can do more. Absolutely correct. But what he needs to understand is, he's built a reputation from many managers who have brought him in because of his running, both on and off the ball, by the way. His hard work, his endeavour. People love him because he had the best pressing stats in Europe when we brought him into the Prem. That is what he is. So if he wants other people to realise he's got these other things, he has to do that on a consistent basis, and he has to be shown to be that. Because consistently he's working his backside off, and that's why people respect that. And I get it. It has been in situations where you get pigeonholed into a certain profile of player, and you're thinking, I'm not just that. I can pass it too. I can do this. I can tackle hard. I can defend. I get it. But you've got to do more consistently to come away from just that. And I think managers overuse Aaronson as a runner, and maybe that affects his overall play. What he's got to do when he's on the ball is make the most of every single moment. There's times that even in the game, he's still unsure of where he's going and what he's doing with it. And he did work his backside off, and that's a compliment to him. No one's saying that's a bad thing. There is quality there. People don't think there is. That's absolutely fine. Fair enough. I think there is. I think there absolutely is. He just needs to find the consistency with it. You know? But yeah, Joe Pro didn't get into the game, really, did he? I mean, what do you want me to say? He just didn't really get into it. Again, if we're playing him, we've got to find him. We didn't. However, our wingers were clinical. So, finally, the wingers stepped up. Didn't rely on a Joel Perot 1-in-1 goal, 1-in-1 chance to goal ratio in this game. Our wingers stepped up and said, we'll do it for you. We'll help you out. So, yeah. Didn't get into the game. It's a constant conversation about the two up top, and it's going to continue. Yeah, 5. Didn't get into it. I want to talk about Nanto real quick, just because I thought it came on and impacted the game. Didn't start, which is very interesting. You know, a manager that doesn't rotate. No, not that rotation. People want him to rotate. He rotates. People get angry. People want him to play entertaining football. We win 4-3. People are angry. People, it's football. I keep saying this. It's football. It's the sport. If you want and think we should win every game 6-0, why on earth are you watching this? It's never going to happen. No team in the world that happens to ever. In professional football, it doesn't happen. No team wins every game easy 4-0. Because you know the joy about football, anyone can win it. Even if you're very good and you win most weeks, there's still games where anyone can win it. There's still games where you can see 3 goals. There's still games where you have 30 shots and can't score. That's football. It's unpredictable. That's why we love it. If football's so predictable each week, what is the point? You know, I don't get it. But yeah. Nanto. But came on, he played well, proved his point, he finished, makes a goalkeeper. That took a while to go in, that was scaring me. But yeah, good composure from Nanto. Looked lively when he came on, got to say. So yeah, I want to say he's doing his thing. He's got to keep doing it, whether he starts or not next game. That's a conversation for another video. Yeah, he's doing his thing. I mean, interesting decision from Daniel Farker. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Please smash a like. I'll go through all the comments from yesterday's video and this video tonight. So I appreciate everyone's support. Legendary. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.